Hey everyone, this is Kobe once again. I was just coming back on just to tell you a little bit about me. I battle with something called Sjogren's syndrome, which is an autoimmune disease or autoimmune disorder characterized by dry eyes and dry mouth. There's a couple other characteristics that it has that I suffer through every day, different things that I deal with. I have flare ups. There's more than 200,000 cases in the US per year. Treatment, it can help it, but it won't prevent it from happening. There's chronic pain that lasts for years or sometimes a lifelong situation. With me, I have experienced flare ups for the last few years. I have had unexplainable issues. Of course, I've constantly get sick and I have dry eyes and my mouth, sometimes my speech is a little off. I didn't understand exactly what it was about, like what was going on with me. I kept going back and forth to the doctors for years, for the last about maybe 4 or 5 years. It has affected me in a way where it was hard for me to actually work and to carry on a job. And I suffered and I was trying to figure out what was going on with me because I could never figure it out. And a lot of you are like, what is Sjogren's? I've never heard of it. I was the same way before I actually got diagnosed with it. I knew that they had tested me for thyroid, disease, and I want to say blood, sugar diabetes or diabetes. I say they tested me for lupus. They tested me for pretty much everything they could. And for about 2 years, I was basically getting blood drawn all the time. I felt like a human pincushion the way they were doing me, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with me. So those were some of the things that I had to get done, because I was weak. I'm fatigued most of the time. I don't have the energy to do too much, and my nerves, like I shake constantly. I'm doing pretty good today. My hands would shake so bad and out of control where I could barely even open up a case of or a soda, or I could do anything. My nerves would be bad. My speech is like crazy at times. I cannot really talk. I think of words, I think of sentences, and I want to actually deliver them properly. But I know the way that my mind is, it's like a fog. Like I can't even explain it. Like something is going on in my head and I couldn't put it together. It's like a big fog. Like my speech was off, my mind, I couldn't think clearly. My skin, even if you look at my skin closely, let me see. You can't really tell I really broke out, but I have a rash all over my face. It's not from the makeup. A lot of people's like, oh, you put on makeup, that's why. No, because I can go like a month or two without wearing makeup and I still have the rash on my face. It's where my immune system is literally attacking my body. It attacks my glands, my salivary glands, my tear duct glands. It attacks my muscles. It makes you have, with a chronic pain, it's like all in my joints and my hands. Sometimes I'm so weak I can barely do anything. Like it's hard for me to get up out of the bed. So I'm not sure exactly, what's going on with that, but I know that it's a part of Sjogren's. But I had went back and forth to the doctor. They had sent me to probably like an hour and a half away from where I live. And when they sent me, it was just absolutely crazy because I was like, here it is. I'm driving all this far, just to see what's going on with me. And I kept going, and they tested me. I went for probably a few months before my actual family practitioner had turned me over basically and put in something to basically refer me to somewhere else because they couldn't do anything else for me. I would be in chronic pain, my body hurt, and I would tell them, my legs and my arms and my chest and it would be hard for me to breathe at times. And I would breathe and it would be like so crazy because it would hurt. My chest hurt, felt like I was having a heart attack sometimes. It felt like someone sitting on my chest and me trying to breathe. It was absolutely crazy. So it was one of those things that I just, I suffered through it for years. It caused me to actually put my job off. I couldn't work like I wanted to. My muscles in my body would hurt so bad. I was doing home health care, and with the patient that I had, or the client that I had, I should say, I would have to lift him up. And it was one time that I'll never forget it. It was one time I had actually went to lift him up and I had nothing in me. And it was just like I had to put him back down because if not, I would have fell with him. So it was one of those situations where I was just like out of my mind, crazy. Like, what is going on with me? Because here it is that I'm a mother of three. I've worked ever since I've had my oldest daughter. I was 20 because I was in college up until then, but I had worked until, for all this time I've been working. I've had 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a time. I've done what I had to do, made things happen. That's one of my mottos or whatever. I always make things happen. I'm the mama. So you got to pull the rabbits out the hat, do what you got to do. If there's nothing there, you got to make it work. I'm hustler by nature. That's just me. I've ran my business as far as my adult play, the pleasure business, and I've worked as a substitute, and then I also was working at the home health care. So here it is that I can't do what I want to do. I can barely even get out of bed. It hurt so bad, and I would get up and I would still, try to push through it, and it was crazy. But with that, it's a lifelong thing. Sometimes it lasts for just years. The actual episodes or the flare-ups, sometimes you would have them for months on end, like weeks, months, sometimes days. It just depends however long it wants to last. So those are some of the things I dealt with. As far as the pain, I've dealt with pain in my muscles and my joints, my shoulders and my wrist and my elbows, my knees, my hips. They diagnosed me with so many things or whatever. I had been diagnosed with sciatica, and I was thinking that's why my hips giving out. I can barely walk, or I'll fall on the floor while mid walk, and it's sharp pain shooting up and coming down and up my back and down my leg and stuff like that. So I was thinking that was the cause of it. But here it is that now I'm getting sick. Whenever I got sick, I would stay sick for probably like maybe a month or 2. My kids will get sick. They'll give me the cold and they'll be sick for maybe a couple of days, a week at the most. And I'm sick for months. And I'm like, what the crap is going on with me where I can't handle this? What is this? So that was one of the joint pains, sensory, abnormal, I cannot talk. But anyways, I couldn't taste. My taste buds, everything is off. Like sometimes everybody's like, oh no, mommy, the food you made, it was good. And I'm like, no, this tastes like crap. Everybody else is eating it but me. And I'm like, this is nasty. It doesn't have enough salt in it, or it doesn't have this. It's just nasty. I don't like it. Or I would smell stuff. And I'm like, does anybody else smell that? Like, and everybody's looking at me like, no, mommy, you're going crazy. And I'm like, what the crap? Like, I know that I'm not just crazy. I don't know what's going on with me. I know I'm not just crazy. So that was one of the things that another thing that I dealt with. Dental. Oh God. It causes you to have teeth decay. It causes your mouth to be dry. It causes ulcers in your mouth. It caused so many different things, like even sores on my tongue. My tongue, whenever I was pregnant with my daughter, they told me that I had something called geographical tongue. And I'm like, what the crap is that? I couldn't eat fruit. Certain fruit literally tore my mouth up. And it was like, oh no, it's just because of the fruit. I have cracks and crevices all in my tongue. My tongue is like really disfigured. It's absolutely disgusting to me sometimes. But my throat and stuff like that, even I would be dry. I sound harsh, like really hoarse or whatever. It would sound like a raspy sound. Even now I kind of have like a little raspy sound in my voice or whatever. I can tell the difference, but most people won't be able to tell the difference because you guys are just getting to know me and stuff like that. But my glands would swell up in my throat a little bit, and I would feel like, oh, I have strep throat or something like that. No, it was all because of the Sjogren's. I wouldn't have any other symptoms. You can have a dry cough, dry eyes, fatigue, joint stiffness, swollen lymph nodes, dryness in your vagina. Also, that's another thing that you have to worry about with this stuff. I have a list of things that I had written down basically for everyone, the notes and stuff like that. But it's like a gritty, dry, burning sensation in your eyes. And I wear contacts. I can't wear them all the time, but whenever I do wear them, like I have to keep blinking because I feel like I don't have enough moisture in my eyes. And sometimes I'll have to get the actual solution and put it in my eyes to make my eyes like my contacts will catch on my eyelid when I'm blinking sometimes, and it'll move it. So I have to make sure my eyes are moist in my mouth. It's crazy. Like right now, you can probably tell that my voice is starting to change, because it's a part of the Sjogren's, like difficulty swallowing and chewing, and the cracked tongue, the dryness in your throat, and it burns. It's like, why am I getting sick? And all those kind of things. Your lips, you have crusty lips. When you have Sjogren's, It is not a joke. It literally, it causes your lips to peel sometimes, like the dryness in your mouth. You don't have the saliva to actually moisten your mouth, your lips or whatever. And it's dry and it literally will make your lips peel. Digestive problems. They told me that I was gluten intolerant. No, it's all because of Sjogren. Sjogren's basically messes with your digestive. It messes with everything in your body. It's where your immune system is attacking the healthy cells in your body, and it causes pain. That's why you have all the pain in the joints and swelling and weakness. You're tired. That's what it's caused by. Like, your immune system is attacking your healthy cells in your body. So even though there's no issue, your immune system automatically, with the immune, because it's immune disorder, basically, where your immune system is like, something's not right, let's attack, but it's nothing wrong with your body. It's just your immune is out of whack, and it's attacking, going after all the good cells and nerves and stuff like that. It can cause, with prolonged exposure or flares, it can cause permanent damage to your nerves. It can cause permanent joint damage, because what it is it's constantly attacking, and there's no time for your body to actually recoup. And if you keep having flares on top of flares, it causes your nerve system to not have that time to actually build back up, to actually get it together, and it's constantly just attacking it, and there's no time to build it up. So therefore it can cause permanent damage. Even with my chest, sometimes I feel like I can't breathe. I've been to the emergency room so many times, because it's like, oh my goodness, I'm having a heart attack. And it's pain that shoots all in my chest and down my arm and up my neck and in my jaws. My jaws are numb. Like my feet, one of the things was my feet would be tingly. It feels like if somebody laid a whole bunch of pin cushions on the floor and you're just stepping on them. You get out the bed in the morning, everything hurts. And if even up your legs, it's like little pin needles all in your legs. My arms, sometimes I feel that way. And it's like, what the crap do you do about stuff like this? And the dryness in your nose feels so dried out. It causes you to have nosebleeds sometimes. Skin rashes. I had a rash all up my arm. I'm pretty sure you guys can see the discoloration. It was all down my arm and on my hand and stuff like that. It was all up there, and it will just really just stay on my left side. So my face, it was like so broke out. That's why they wanted to test me for lupus, because they were thinking that, oh, it's, you got the butterfly rash, but it will be all in my cheeks, and it wouldn't really be on my nose, but it would be a little bit on my forehead, but up under my eyes. And now the rash has gotten to the point where it's all over my face. And it's like, what the crap do you do in a situation like that? Because they give me steroid creams. They give me all kind of stuff. The last option that I had was, oh, thanks, Javo. But the last option that they had given me was to take some medication. I can't remember what the medication was called, but basically it was like the cure for malaria, or the antidote for malaria. Now, the only issue I have with this is there's no guarantee that it will actually help my situation. There's a chance that it will help my situation as far as the muscle aches and the joint stiffness and the pains and the swelling. It could help that. But on the other side, I'll have to see an optometrist. They told me that I'll have to see an optometrist every 2 to 3 months, because it can cause eye poisoning. What the crap is eye poisoning? Please, somebody tell me. And I was like, oh, what is eye poisoning? So my doctor, she was like, well, eye poisoning where you can lose your sight. So here it is. You're telling me that I can get eye poisoning. Here it is. And I'm suffering through all this bull crap that I do suffer through. And then you're telling me that you're going to give me something that can cause eye poisoning. So here it is. I'm at the point where it's like, I don't even really want to see a doctor. I've been trying to do natural things to actually cleanse my body and to make me healthier. But I'm not trying to take any medicine that's going to cause me to lose my sight, or I could lose my sight, have eye poisoning. I don't want to do that, because I still have children. I have 13, 10, and an 8-year-old. I want to see them graduate. I want to see all these things happening. I want to see them grow up. And if I have eye poisoning, loss of eyesight, that's just one more thing to add to my book. So it's like, I'd rather suffer through what I have. And it's a hard process. I promise it's a hard process sometimes, because people don't understand. They're like, oh, all you got to do is get up and move. You don't understand. When I'm walking, my feet feel like I'm stepping on pin needles. My legs, I feel these little pin needles all in my legs, my joints, my knees, everything hurts. So it's not an easy process to get up and just move and keep going. People don't understand that. And whenever you're going through stuff like this, it's, everybody has so much advice, but nobody understands the actual disease or the disorder. So when it comes down to it, it's one of those things, like, you don't know exactly which way to go. And I'm like, literally, I just started this journey. They actually just diagnosed me earlier this year. I want to say February they diagnosed me. But here it is. I know that I've been suffering through this stuff the whole time, and I'm trying to figure out where to go with this whole situation. And I don't know. I mean, even if you look at my hair, I have hair loss. My hair is thin and brittle. I just decided to cut it all off because there's no point. I'm not going to sit here and, oh, I have hair loss and blah blah blah. No, cut it off. It's not like I want to do it anyhow. Like, I hate doing hair. I'll manage my hair, but I have two girls to look after. Anyhow, I have to do their hair, braiding up hair, combing hair, and they're all natural. So therefore, it's a hard situation to do theirs, and they have really thick hair. So it's like little things like that. I have to motivate myself to keep pushing and keep, like, whenever I'm tired and I'm weak, like, I literally feel like I've ran a marathon or something and I'm sitting there, I still have to push myself because I have kids to look after. I can't just sit around and not do anything. So therefore, I have to push myself through all of this stuff. People don't understand when you have struggles like this, how to deal with it. Hey, I'm in here with you. And it's a hard situation. I mean, I don't know many people who do have Sjogren's, but it's a hard situation. I mean, I wasn't just diagnosed with Sjogren's. I was also diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and that stuff kicks your tail. It literally will take over your life if you let it. I have gotten to the point where I've battled with this so long, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, heck no, I have to live my life. I have to live my life. I'm not going to let life just happen and me just do what I have to do. Like, oh, I'm just so weak. No, I'm a grown woman. I'm a strong woman. There's no way I'm going to sit here and allow my kids to see me suffer through this mess. No, I'm going to have to show them and give them the example of a strong woman, a woman who can do what she has to do. Even though I'm hurting and I'm in pain, I get my tail up. I cook. I make sure my kids are taken care of, the house done. I mean, I do parties still. And it's like, there are some times where I just want to sit down and I want to break down and cry because I'm hurting so bad. But you know what? Crying it never solves anything. So therefore, I have to push through this stuff. So I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know a little bit about Sjogren's and a little bit about my struggles. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind scenes and people don't know about it, but I'm the type of person, hey, you got to make it happen. Don't cry over spilled milk. Pour another glass. Make that stuff work for you. You don't work, you don't just allow things to happen to you and just let it take over you. Because for the longest, I allowed it to take over me. And it took me to a dark place. I am to the point now, I'm like, you know what? This is my life and I have to take advantage of this. I want to make sure my kids see a productive individual. I don't want them to see me, oh, I'm hurting. No, I got to get up and I got to do what I got to do. I got to make shit happen. And that's just being honest, that's how it works. You got to make shit happen. And if you're not making it happen, who else is going to make it happen? I'm not going to let my kids or my husband, my family go without just because I'm in my feelings and I'm hurt. My body is hurt. No, you have to put the thing together, make it work. So, all right, you guys, I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know a little bit about Sjogren's and a little bit about me and what goes on in my life. So thanks. Please subscribe and like. What?